On today's Daily Slab, we talk about a little 100th day trivia, Jaylen Brown, and a little confusing WNBA NBA sales prices on Prism. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. Alright, welcome everyone to the Daily Slab. I am Nate, and we are going to talk about the trender first today. And the trender is Jaylen Brown. Now, Jaylen did something interesting on Sunday, and that was not scoring 55 points like his teammate Jason Tatum, but it was scoring 35 points. And the reason that's important is because he led his team, Team LeBron, in points. The next closest was 32. And so, while a lot was made about Tatum this, Tatum that with the 55, Donovan Mitchell with the 40. Both those guys were top 10 scorers all-time in All-Star Game history. But little was made about Jaylen Brown, who in his own right had a magnificent game with 35 points. The second fiddle on the Celtics ended up being the second fiddle at the All-Star Game. But his cards haven't exactly been second fiddle. Looking at his 2016 Prism Silver PSA 10 here, and in the last 3 months, this card has gone up 24% and $82. Now, it'll be interesting to see where it goes up with the All-Star Game performance. Obviously, All-Star Game, shouldn't really have that much of a bearing, but for a guy like Jaylen Brown leading his team in points unexpectedly, maybe it will have a bearing. Maybe it will have a bearing going forward. But in the last 3 months, he's been magnificent for the Celtics. The Celtics have been a great team, and his card prices have been on the move. But now they have to do what everyone expects them to do outside of Bucks fans, and that is win the East and make it to the championship again. So we'll see if they happen to do that. But for the time being, Jaylen Brown is our trender of the day. Let's move on to a little trivia, and I promised you a 100-day trivia here because it is our 100th Daily Slab. I know, pretty cool. We've made it to 100, and so here is the question. 2 Hall of Fame running backs and 1 future Hall of Fame running back all ended their careers with exactly 100 touchdowns. They're the only 3 players to end their careers with 100 touchdowns. Which 3 running backs is it? 2 of them are in the Hall of Fame. 1 of them is well on his way to the Hall of Fame. Let me know who you think it is. I will give the answer at the end of the show. All right. In our post of the day, we've got this one. Sabrina, Ionescu, and Cade Cunningham. Prism Black Golds. And you can see the prices there. The PSA 10 Ionescu sold for $10,800 on the February 19th. The Black Gold Cade Cunningham, number 5, raw, sold for $9,500 on the 18th of February. 1 day apart. I know these grades are not similar, PSA 10 to a raw. They're not similar cards, but do you think it's crazy? Sabrina Ionescu is a very good basketball player, but she is WNBA, and you know how people feel about WNBA sometimes. You don't take it from me. You can read the comments. I'm not going to dive into that any further, but these prices are eerily similar. We're talking $1,300 more for a PSA 10 than the raw Cade Cunningham, despite the fact that Cade, number 1 pick in the draft, very good when healthy, out for the rest of the year, obviously with the Pistons. But what do you think? What do you make of these sales? Is the Ionescu too high? Is the Cade too low? Is it just right? Let me know what you think. For me personally, I know that Ionescu has a chance to become one of the best WNBA players. She has a very good team. They just got some very good players in to go along with her. She could win the championships, yada, yada, yada. And so, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting where this card could go. But you really got to be banking on the WNBA becoming more popular for you to be buying this card. And I don't know if I'd be willing to bank on that, but you never know. For me, I'd rather have the Cade for that money and hope the Pistons get good than banking on the WNBA. Just because I see the comments all the time. I see the comments everywhere, and it's just not the most popular sport in the card market. In what's happening, we've got Bowman Draft Sapphire breaks. So this Thursday if you are interested. This Thursday on Whatnot, SlabStox Whatnot page, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I am ripping a case of Bowman Draft Sapphire, maybe 2 cases of Bowman Draft Sapphire, and we are doing divisional breaks. The AL East has already sold with Jackson Holiday, but the NL East with Elijah Green, the NL Central with Tamar Johnson, all those divisions still left 2 box breaks. So it'll be 2 box break, 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 5 breaks in all for the case. If you want to buy the whole case, you can buy every 2 box break. If you just want to buy 2 box break, you can buy 1 2 box break. It will be a good time. Our goal is to beat the prices of other people's breaks. So we've looked at other people's breaks and we've lowered our prices from there. So hopefully this will be the cheapest Bowman Draft Sapphire break you can possibly get into. We have compared it to multiple different places and it is cheaper than all of them. So if you are interested in quite possibly the cheapest Bowman Draft Sapphire break you'll be able to get into, check us out on SlabStox Whatnot page at 6 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Should be a good time. And finally, our trivia answer for today. Who are the 2 running backs that are in the Hall of Fame and the 1 running back that is on his way to the Hall of Fame that all ended their careers with 100 touchdowns exactly? Well, they're the only 3 players that ended with 100 touchdowns, and that is Franco Harris, Curtis Martin, and Frank Gore. And of course, Franco Harris just passed away, so rest in peace to him. But Franco Harris's most expensive card ever was this 1973 Topps PSA 9 rookie that sold for $46.50 on December 12th, 2021. And then you have Curtis Martin, and his most expensive card was this 1997 Metal Universe PMG Green. The green ones are numbered to 15. Even though they're out of 150, it'll be 1 through 15, numbered to 150. So they're only 15 green ones, PSA 8, and that sold for $6,200 on July 20th, 2022. And then Frank Gore, he actually has the most yards of all these guys, along with 100 touchdowns. He ended his career at exactly 16,000 yards. Well, Frank Gore's most expensive one was the 2012 Prism Pylon Orange out of 1 for $2,025, and that sold on September 9th, 2022. If you're wondering what the Prism Pylon Orange is, this was a straight from Panini to, I'm pretty sure, eBay sales, where they weren't pack pulled. They weren't on the Panini website yet because they didn't have that going, but they were kind of like the blockchain cards or something. You just buy the single card. And that's what these were, the Pylon Orange 101s. Pretty cool card. That's the 3rd different one I've seen in the last couple weeks, along with Drew Brees, and I forget the other one. But cool cards, and very interesting. 3 running backs, and the only 3 players to end their careers with 100 touchdowns. And all 3, once Frank Gore gets into the Hall of Fame, will be all-time greats. All right, thank you everyone for watching today's Daily Slab, and I will talk to you guys on Friday for the next Daily Slab. See you, everyone.